Trouble, trouble at Old Trafford. Paul Scholes, Shaka Hislop, says that Wayne Rooney is unhappy because of a lack of playing time. First things first, do you buy it?
I do. I think Wayne Rooney can't be overly pleased with being a bit part player given how his career has progressed at Manchester United. The thing is, though, this stage of your career comes to everybody. You can't avoid it. And now it's up to Wayne Rooney to decide whether he feels he can contribute meaningfully somewhere else, wherever that may be, or whether he's happy with the legacy that he's already written in Manchester United and happy just to see his days out at Old Trafford. Now, if he feels that he can go ahead and contribute somewhere else, then so be it. I have no issue with him not being happy with his role and looking for somewhere else to see out the last couple of years of his career.
You know, Rooney started and really became a star so young. It feels like he's been around forever. He's only 31 years old. How much do you think he actually has left in the tank?
Well, at the highest level, at a club like Manchester United, who will be vying for honours in English football and competing in Europe, I'm not sure that he has a whole lot left in certainly meaningful minutes. I'm happy to be a bit part player maybe for the next couple of seasons. But in terms of being a starter, I'm not sure exactly where he fits in because I don't think he's got the running left in him anymore. So he'll have to go to a team that are able to put bodies around him to do that running. Now, whether that's lower down in the Premier League, I'm sure that that's an option, or to some other league elsewhere in Europe or further afield. Maybe that may be the more attractive option for Wayne Rooney.
Let's say he does eventually leave United, whether it is the Premier League, China has been linked, maybe Major League Soccer. How do you think, and I know those are kind of three totally different options, but how do you think that affects his national team case?
I think it's time for the national team to start thinking beyond Wayne Rooney as well. I think they've stuck with him, and rightly so, with records on the horizon. But I think the England national team has got to start thinking younger, got to start thinking beyond Wayne Rooney. I think the English national team, historically, over the last couple of decades at the very least, have found themselves in trouble by almost being too loyal and too slow to replace some of their bigger and more experienced players. Hopefully they don't make that mistake this time around. I know Gareth Southgate has shown a lot of faith in Wayne Rooney and is willing to stand by him, but I don't think Rooney's a starter at international level either.
Wayne Rooney, a huge part of Manchester United's past, a part of their present for now. We'll see how long that lasts into the future. Rumors of unrest at Old Trafford. Stevie Nichols, Sebastian Salazar with you. Let's get into this. 19-year-old Marcus Rashford, reportedly upset over a lack of playing time right now under Jose Mourinho. There are tons of talented players in front of him. As a teenager, how much right does he actually have just to be upset?
Listen, I would expect any professional that's not on the field to be wanting to play. On the other hand, there's ways about going about getting yourself on the field. And personally, I don't think this is coming from Rashford. In my opinion, this will be coming from his agent and all the other people around him. At the moment, Marcus Rashford, in my opinion, he's been dealt with fairly by Mourinho. I believe young players need to be brought along carefully. Because if you just throw a 19-year-old onto the field for such a big team like United, you can kill them. You can drain them. He needs to play, yes, to get experience, but I think the time he's had on the field so far, he's absolutely going in the right direction.
So far this season, 10 starts, 10 appearances off the bench, 3 goals, and 1 assist. How about a loan? An opportunity where he might get to play the 90?
No, not at all. This kid right now is good enough that he can contribute. You're just giving us the numbers, and that tells you that. So why would Manchester United want to loan him out? I think he's on the right path, and he's playing the right amount of games for where his career is. He's still learning his trade. I'll tell you what, this kid could be fantastic. And if Mourinho looks after him the way he is right now, and his agent, and anybody else who wants to dig up some dirt, leave him alone. The kid's doing fine.
There is quite a logjam in front of him. Zlatan, Wayne Rooney, Jesse Lingard, Anthony Martial came on last weekend and was really, really good. Where does he fit in with that group?
I think no question further down the line, I would be surprised if he doesn't end up back where he started at centre forward. I think he plays wide because you have to play Ibra right at this minute in time. But again, I think that's only good for Rashford's game. It gives him a different perspective. But further down the line, for me, he's a centre forward.
People always pick at Jose Mourinho, and perhaps some of it is fair in terms of how he develops or maybe doesn't develop young players. Do you think some of this narrative is coming simply from that? People assume, young guy, Jose Mourinho, it's not working out.
Yes, I think definitely, regardless of what profession you have, you get pigeonholed, and no question, Mourinho's been pigeonholed as a guy who's not interested in young players. He's interested in experienced professionals that are going to win him titles and trophies. I think he's shown right now that he does know what he's doing with a young player. So, yeah, again, leave Jose alone as well.
Premier League might not be the place, but Europa League Thursday against Saint Etienne might be a good opportunity for Rashford.
More hits or misses in this week's Rumorator. We've got a couple of Manchester United players on the block here, possibly moving away from Old Trafford. Let's start with Anthony Martial, who scored against Watford. Is he going to Tottenham?
No! I think Martial has a long-term future at Manchester United, still only 21. They don't let him go. I'm sure Spurs would love to have him, but Manchester United do, and I don't think they let him go.
Some strange stories regarding Marcus Rashford, who only signed a new contract last year. He's now apparently stalling on a new deal, which would extend him beyond 2020. Is there any way he leaves Manchester United?
Again, no, for exactly the same reasons that I mentioned about Martial. Young, talented, far too valuable, especially long term, to let go. It makes no sense to let either of those two go for Manchester United.
Okay, a little bit of rumours in the papers doing the usual stirring. Sergio Aguero, in the light of Gabriel Jesus' injury, this story might have nonsense written all over it as well. Back to Atletico Madrid for Kun Aguero?
Well, I'll be honest. I have a feeling that Aguero will move on in the summer. And you just wonder who the likely clubs may be. Of course, linked to Real Madrid during the course of the season, during the course of the last couple of years, in all honesty. And you just wonder if that might be a better fit. I'm starting to question his age and whether that would put Real Madrid off. I return to Atletico Madrid. For right now, I'm going to put that down as a hit.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm kind of on the fence, as you're probably sensing, Ross. But I'm going to put it on the hit side of my fence.
Even if he bangs in the goals towards the end of the season and somehow Pep Guardiola sees the light, he's told Aguero he can go whenever he wants, but Aguero wants to stay, maybe?
I'm keeping it as a hit.
Okay.
On the fence.
All right, happy with that. Andrea Belotti.
We need a fence, that's what we need. Weren't we talking about Belotti to who? Real Madrid just a couple of weeks ago? Or put that down as a miss? I don't know. I still think Manchester United have a lot to figure out with Rashford and Martial and a couple others. I'm just not seeing this one. Not right now. I'm going to put that down as a miss.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that Belotti goes to one of the big boys in Italy as opposed to anywhere else at this stage. Doing very well, though. Let us know what you think. We've got 3 misses and a hit. Kun Aguero to leave Manchester City in the summer. That's Shaka's thoughts. Let us know at ESPN FC.
I'm a fence right there.
A 3-0 first leg success at home against Saint Etienne. Hat-trick for Zlatan. What do we take away from it? Did this scoreline flatter United just a tad?
Is this a real surprise? I would have been more surprised had it not been 3-0 to Manchester United. Zlatan doing his usual, bullying the opposition. A couple of questionable calls that helped with Man United, a couple of the goals, but Man United totally dominated this game.
And the Saint Etienne manager afterwards not happy with Zlatan on those questionable calls, the free kick and the penalty especially.
It's a soft penalty. It's a soft free kick. It was a dive in the free kick, but the calls were given, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic took advantage of those opportunities. Look, I have no room.
No leeway for criticism?
No, come on now. I cannot, in good faith, question Zlatan Ibrahimovic going down, because in the end, what he does is that he baits defenders into drawing those fouls. And then Saint Etienne, with some irresponsible defending and dumb at times, allows Zlatan Ibrahimovic to get away with it.
Yeah, but at the same time, Saint Etienne had a realistic penalty shot themselves. Martial could have seen red. Maybe that changes things. If you're sitting in Saint Etienne dressing room, you think you've been hard done by. But in all honesty, as a neutral, Manchester United were by far the better of the two and deserve the win, despite those circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, there was a spell when Saint Etienne had the better of play, didn't they?
You're really
I'm reaching.
You're really pushing.